It's 6:30 on a Sunday, and we are live. This is your weekly AA meeting with Arlow and Adam. What's up, everybody? Welcome out to the AA meeting with Arlow and Adam. I'm Adam, and with me, as always, is the man with the plan, and I just realized I put on the wrong damn music. We didn't have our usual
it's all right.
Intro.
It'll do, dog. It'll do.
It will do.
I was trying to get you in that cut, but man, it's not. It's
all right. No one comes to watch me. They come to watch you, man.
I don't know about all that either, but that's all right. I do appreciate it.
Well, in addition to being on Arlow's Facebook Live, this is also kind of a milestone for us here at the AA meeting. This is an inaugural episode for us on Twitch TV, as well as streaming live to YouTube. So we are now live on Twitch, live on YouTube, live on iHeartRadio, Facebook Live. Man, we put ourselves out
live.
there, man.
We're just live. That's what it is, dog.
You bet. We are all over the place.
Dude, and we are.
So you guys are, if you're watching there on Arlow's feed, you're welcome to chat right there. We'll be able to interact with you. And then also anyone watching our stream on the internet, feel free to chat with us. I'm going to send some links out so that you can get a hold of us. But those of you watching on Twitch, feel free to chat. It'll come up there on the screen there, and we're happy to interact with you guys. That's one of our favorite parts of the podcast, is to interact. Also, anyone watching or listening out there, you are more than welcome and encouraged to text or call our phone line 918-973-0377, or you can shoot us an email to aameetingpodcast@gmail.com. Today we're going to be talking about goals. What are your goals in life, professionally or your relationship? A man without goals is a man without direction. A man without direction will go absolutely nowhere. So that's what we're going to be talking about, and we're also going to BS a little bit too before we get there, so that everybody can get all warmed up and situated, ready. Yeah, you bet. So how's your week been, man?
Man, I've had better, but I've had worse.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. That's part of life. You know, you got to take the goods and the bads and the highs and the lows. How about yours, man?
Oh man, my week's pretty fair. I mean, it's nothing new. It's kind of a boring week, actually. Still struggling with this home remodel, but you know, it's holiday season, so it's hard to get anything done anywhere in any way.
I understand.
You can see our ugly backdrop right there, but we will be in my office here in a week or two, and this will be our new permanent home.
What's up, Jimmy Barker?
We're not at our usual stomping grounds because it is under heavy remodel. Everything's tore out and getting painted.
That's why we ain't up there.
Yeah.
That's why we ain't in your old beat laboratory.
Yeah, Arlow's missing the fireplace backdrop.
I am, dog. I am. That fireplace background was hot. They don't even know, baby.
Made you feel legit, didn't it?
It made me feel legit, or made me feel like, I don't know.
Yeah. Setting fireside with Arlow and Adam.
I mean, I'm always fire. I'm always on fire, though. But
yeah. Start busting out some Alicia Keys here in a second. Keep talking like that. But
coming to Adam's house, you start finding weird stuff like.
Yeah, that came from Loot Crate.
Coins.
Oh, now see, we got a new audience. We got the Twitch, so we got some gamers watching us today.
Hey, that's what's up.
And so what he's found is my little coin. It's half Alliance, half Horde, some World of Warcraft swag right there. These guys can appreciate it.
You know, I used to be a gamer, man.
Yeah.
I used to be, and I miss it sometimes. Man, I'm just so busy anymore, man. It's just, I don't have time, man. I used to love playing Madden.
Right.
Madden was my thing. I still love to if I ever got a chance, but
right.
Man, I absolutely, I do miss it.
Yeah.
Like, I miss gaming, man. I miss gaming. I just don't have the time or.
You know, they're coming out with some freaking awesome games these days.
I know,
too, man.
And I'm not a gamer anymore.
Insane. I've got my Oculus Rift, my VR system that is going. So,
hey, we're gonna go live one of these days on that VR stuff.
Right.
On Adam's VR stuff, he's got a boxing
Yeah.
boxing game. We're gonna go live from the AA meeting, and I'm gonna put the gear on and see what he's talking about with this boxing game.
You bet.
See if I'm still slick. If I can beat a virtual reality opponent.
Right. Well, see, you can find our Twitch. Find us on Twitch. You go to twitch.tv and search AA Meeting Podcast. You'll see us pop up. I put a couple of podcasts out there, a couple of our past shows that I really liked, and just to test the waters a little bit. But yeah, I will be on there from time to time, either playing some video games or, like you said, if we ever get in there and Arlo dons the VR headset. So that's going to be fun to see. That's going to be awesome.
You're going to see me light somebody up virtual reality style, baby.
Right. So you don't play any games or anything anymore, right?
I'm done. I haven't gamed. I got a PS4 just sits there.
That's bad. That's bad. You spent that much money, don't even play it.
Well, I mean, I played for a little bit. And
yeah.
Shoot, man, things just started happening. You know, my life. I'm about to drop my.
Good catch. Look at those reflexes, man.
They're still there. They're still there. They better watch it. They better watch it, dog. I'm gonna come out of retirement on these people right now.
Yeah.
But you know, man, and then life happened, man. My life really changed this year.
Yeah, it did.
From literally like this year, like this time, and I told you my life changed in Vegas.
It did, yeah.
And I mean, so for like a year now, like my whole life has just been unreal. Yeah. And that's when I've lost touch with gaming.
Right.
You know, man, you know, it's cool though, dog. I mean, it's still cool. You know, I still like it. If I get a chance, you know, I still hook up. Like if I'm passing someone's house, you know, where they're playing, you know, I'll still get in there and get a game. You know, I still remember I had to throw some things down with Madden. It's a little sad, dog.
It's crazy. There was the betas, which is like
Betamax.
No, not Betamax.
What y'all know about that?
The beta is like the pre-release. You know, there's the rough draft. They send the rough draft out, and so they want the gamers to get into the game, and then they start finding bugs and like little glitches and things that broke. So, and then they send the reports back so that they can fix them before the game goes live and hit stores and all of this.
I like that.
They had a free trial on PlayStation Network. All the EA games, like the Madden 2018 and like the NBA. What's up? And they're cool. But my problem is, you remember like when we, like the old days, you know, the glory days, you get on there and you could just put the damn game in and play the game from the beginning. Now you gotta go story mode. You gotta configure. You gotta customize your avatar. You gotta pick your clothes. You gotta pick all of this stuff. It takes you an hour just before you can even get into the damn game.
You know, that goes right over my head.
You're gonna lose so much.
It goes right over my head, dog.
Right.
I'm not there anymore. You know. I don't know the feel of them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's part of guys. I hate saying growing up, but I guess it is. You know, I mean, that's not my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like certain people, that is more their lifestyle.
Right.
It was always more of a hobby for me.
Yeah.
So if it's cut out, it's because I can cut it out.
Do you miss having hobbies? I mean, you and I, we're workaholics, man. Dude, we are always busy.
Dude, I wish I could have a hobby. Like I don't remember what a hobby was anymore, dude.
Something that you're not making money on.
I guess this is our hobby.
There you go. But we're still trying to make money. Hey, shout out out there.
We try to hustle, man. Not hustle, but we try to earn some money.
We are looking for sponsors, folks. We need sponsors for our show. It only boosts the production. We get some better quality mics, so the sound gets better, and get us all kinds of good stuff.
We get sounding sexy. You know, we put that sexy on their voice. Huh?
Yeah, but what happens when Arlo starts throwing out that line? What's your line?
You talking about the one that's in the beginning of the intro?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, put your fine ass mama back on the phone. But you gotta give that. You gotta lick those lips though.
The LL Cool J.
LL Cool J. What y'all know about that? Oh man, I feel like I'm losing my voice today.
Yeah, you were kind of hoarse when you came in.
It's getting a little better. It's getting a little better.
Man, everybody here in town is like all allergied up, dude.
That is bad.
You cannot go anywhere without everyone coughing and hacking.
But dog, that's part of a freaking 65-degree winter.
Yeah. Everybody said, "Hey, oh my gosh, we're gonna have a brutal winter."
Global warming, man. Global warming is real. And people's like, no, it's not. What? Explain why Oklahoma don't get winters anymore.
Right.
Explain. Riddle me that.
Yeah. Riddle me that, Batman. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, man. And yeah, I miss winter. I'm about to go to Colorado just to go celebrate Christmas.
Yeah, my kids are dying for snow.
Dude, you remember we used to get snow days?
Right.
You remember that, dog? You remember we used to get snow days? Y'all out there, y'all remember when we used to get snow days? Man, now it's like you get like a half day for snow, and that's it. It's already melted by the time noon hits.
Yeah. Well, watch come February, March, it'll be like
we'll get 1 day.
We'll get like 4 inches of ice.
We'll get 1 day. That's all we've been getting, dog. When I went and worked at James Hodge Ford in Muskogee, the very first day I had to go to work, snowstorm. Was the snow that we had last year. Wow. I was like, dude. And I called and they're like, yes, we're open. Ain't nobody going to show up in the middle of all this.
Right.
To buy a car.
Yeah.
I didn't even walk that parking lot. I told him, I said, look, I'm not.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
What are you doing? This dude just started replaying stuff. So, I was like, I don't even, I'm not going to walk this parking lot. Mm-hmm. My boy Jimmy said, yeah, like 20 years ago. Jimmy, I mean, I can remember when I guess we've almost been at school for 20 years.
Yeah.
But I can also remember like 8, 9, 10 years ago when I went to see AC/DC when the Black Ice album came out and we had a blizzard.
Yeah. You know? Dude, that was a crazy one, too. It was like
an ice storm, too, with it, though.
Yeah, we were just about the whole town was shut down for
a while.
Yeah,
like everything. Like I remember my mama not having power forever, and like I was like, you want me to come get you? She's like, nah, she's old school, hard nosed. She just turns on some gas burners and just hard nose it. I was like, Mama, I come get you. It ain't that big of a deal.
Dragging in a barrel and campfire in your front yard.
I lived back in the day. I can make it out of this. I'm like, whatever you got to do.
Man, the generator was the best purchase that we had ever made.
Well, and you know what's funny is everybody's bought generators since then. Guarantee they ain't used them.
Yeah.
But I guess it's kind of like a gun sometimes too, man. I'd rather have one and never need it than need it and never
It's like
have
insurance. You hate to pay that much money.
That's funny. I consider it guns, but you consider it insurance. Cool.
Yeah. We got ours, but fortunately with the Rocklahoma stuff, I use mine regularly. And I also got to give a quick shout out and shameless promotion out there. My campsite from Rocklahoma, we are hosting a show December 30th at the Blackbird on Pearl in Tulsa. It's $5. And I'm going to throw the flyer out there into the comments.
You say December 30th?
December 30th. That's a Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Man, I might be able to make that.
Yeah.
I might be able to make it. Do I get to kick it with you on stage?
No promises there. But
man, what's up with that? How you ain't got no hookups. Then I ain't.
I'm there for the campsite. I'm trying to get our show and all of this. I'm going to plug our show.
So you can't hook me up?
I don't know. I'm not. I mean, we're hosting it, but I'm not organizing it.
So you can't hook me up?
I'm going to try. I'll put the word out there. I'm going to try. Hey, can you get me a $3,000 discount on a car?
Nah, but I got invited to Atlantic City to go watch Vinny Paz get introduced to the Atlantic City Boxing Hall of Fame. So that's why I was asking to see what somebody else would throw out there before I throw something.
Yeah.
And you see how they respond.
Now,
remember that, folks.
Remember how this guy was about to doing a giveaway for a contest to see who was going to go with him for Vegas. Didn't even think about this guy. He was looking for girls.
Dog, let me remind you. That's Vegas. That was a sexy hotel room. I am not putting me and you in a sexy hotel room.
Especially after Bruno Mars.
Especially after Bruno Mars. So you can sit here and say that because thank God I wisened up and said, no, I'm going to save my money instead of dropping $4,000 on one night in Vegas.
Jeez.
Yeah. But at the same time, you're going to sit there and say that way. But it was more of a I'm going to find a girl to take.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what that originally was. But then you're going to sit there. It's New Year's Eve. You think Char's going to let you go to Vegas with me on New Year's Eve?
You know why you gotta be pulling this out? She's watching.
I know, Char.
You're lucky, huh?
Let him leave with me on New Year's Eve, knowing the kind of shenanigans I get into.
You know, I'm going to kind of enjoy this house while I can stay in it before you get me put in the doghouse. Thanks, Arlow. It's a little cold to set up the pop-up camper out there, so I have a place to sleep.
I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying. Your boy can get in trouble real fast. And I don't mean like legal trouble. I mean like trouble. You know what I mean?
Well, somebody will have to come out there with your card to post your bond or whatever.
That's why I didn't invite you to Vegas.
Well, I appreciate you looking out for me.
Looking out for people, I'll get no thanks.
Thank you for looking out for me. I appreciate you.
This dude.
But yeah, sure. Some of the Tulsa bands, The Grind and Fist of Rage, and a couple others are going to be there. So anyone in the Tulsa area who loves live music, come out December 30th to the Blackbird there in Tulsa. I believe the tickets are $5. And come out and the Camp Mardi Gras, which is my camp, and also the Rocklahoma Bitches. That's their name. That's not what me calling it. We've both been asked to co-host, and it's a masquerade ball, so it's going to be fun. It's going to be a blast. So everybody should come out, hang with me, and all that cool stuff.
You can be doing some eyes wide shut stuff up in there.
No, I'm not. No. Now you're real. You know, it's bad enough you trying to get me put in the doghouse. Another thing, get me divorced, you asshole.
I didn't mean that out loud. I did, but I didn't. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about?
God, you dick.
My bad, dog. My bad. That's the first thing that popped in my head. Adam walking out with the Phantom of the Opera mask on.
doing the creepy Herbert voice. Huh?
You gonna do that? I'm gonna have like that big old pelican face one, you know, that flamingo, whatever it is, that stork looking one, you know.
Hey there, little boy. Well, yeah. You got a mask?
Yes.
I got one in the storage closet. You wanna come on down?
Oh, dude. You didn't tell it was a masquerade. I'm just joking.
Wow.
Eyes wide shut. Adam, man.
Oh.
Man, I'm not going there. That just sounds bad. I'm not even going there. I'm better than that.
God, you and these embellishments, man. I feel bad for some of the people overseas who don't get sarcasm. Exactly. And they're like,
they could be like, man, that Adam dude. Oh, pervert Adam. They're like, one's a saint and one's a pervert.
I just turned out the podcast, and then all of a sudden, this guy is just talking about creeping on people with drones.
That's Adam. That is Adam to the T.
You dick.
Oh, thank God, Char said I missed that whole conversation.
Oh.
Do not watch the replay, Char.
It's not bad, honey. It's not bad. It's not bad.
But yeah, dude, we got people overseas gonna be like, man, one's a saint and one's a pervert.
Yeah, man, we are reaching out with iHeartRadio, man. We are getting all like worldwide. Our listens have doubled. We've got over 500 downloads in the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's
guys, I mean, if you're listening or if you've downloaded and you've yet to listen, when you hear this, thank you so much for supporting the show and listening to the show. We just like to we like to flap our gums. We've been bullshitting each other for like the last 20 years, 20-something years. Dude, it's about time we get some of these conversations.
Longer than that, dude. Probably longer.
Oh,
than
yeah.
That. We went to high school together. You know, even when we talked, it was still like this.
Yeah.
You know, we always just had, even though we didn't hang out much in high school.
I think 18 was
like the graduation.
Right.
Like we talk in high school. You know, like when we pass each other or when we sit by each other in a class. You know, we were always cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't until the old cubbyhole days, man. Pool playing days. I miss playing pool. God, I miss those days.
Right. For those of you watching out on Twitch, I've watched these Twitch channels, guys, and I know how you guys throw that money around. So throw some our way. All of those dollars, none of it's going in our pockets. It's all going to go back into the show, and it'll make this is our goal. Our goal is to get this podcast to pay for itself and a little bit more so that we can bring you a better show. We want to be syndicated, man. We want to be up there on those national networks and such so that, you know, because this is just what we love to do. So what about you guys out there? What are some of your goals in life? Do you don't just say I want to be rich, because Puffy, or should I say Brother Love, has a song about that, because more money means more problems. But do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? Do you want what do you see out there that you want, and how are you going about accomplishing your goal? Goals can mean a lot of things, from professional to life, relationships. And, I think the hardest thing for a lot of people, and we'll just dig into the relationship wise, because goals in relationships, this is also a huge rabbit hole. And, I've always told people that if you don't know what you want before you start trying to see somebody or start even dating in general, you're kind of wasting your own time. You're wasting the other person's time. Because, it's just, it leads to so many problems, you know what I'm saying? And then also on the flip side of that, that kind of feeds into your life. You once you know where you see yourself in 10, 15 years, those relationships can either hold you back or they can propel you forward. And if you want to be like a career bachelor and go and do all of these things, you're just kind of, you see what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah.
But let me ask you something.
Okay.
When you met your wife,
yeah,
you knew there was some different spark.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
You knew you met your other half.
Mm-hmm.
You knew somehow, cosmically, religiously, however you want to put it.
Right.
Something aligned you all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Well, my plans change. And to be honest, I had always said I don't want to get married or have kids until I'm 30. But, when I met that one person, that all changed. And so, you don't have to get so ingrained into, okay, this doesn't fit in my path. You have to be flexible. Now, if you're not willing to be flexible, then you have no business being.
Well, I'm hard-headed.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah.
And I hate to get a little personal, but I am.
Yeah.
So I got my own little issue going on.
Uh-oh.
Which is fine, because it's part of life, man.
Yeah.
I got a special one that we say we give each other our heart.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We say we're each other's soulmate. Right? But here's what I gotta do, man. I gotta believe in what I gotta believe. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me, man.
Mm-hmm.
I believe there's no rules to it.
Yeah.
I believe it's people tend to make a grocery list when they say how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
They say it's supposed to be this. You're supposed to be able to roll with this. You're supposed to be able to make it go with this. And that's how it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
This ain't a feel good heart-warming movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Right.
The roller coaster ride lasts longer than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Like a movie.
For sure.
So like I said, I got to believe in what I got to believe. And I always put all my chips in. You know me.
Yeah.
I go big, I go home. One or the other. That's how life is. You go big or you go home. But because I got to believe what I got to believe, psychology, if you're an 80-20 person, well, that gives yourself 20% doubt.
Yeah.
And that's going to mess up your other 80%. Right? But the thing I don't doubt is love.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can doubt timing.
Yeah.
But I don't doubt love.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because I had to answer a lot of questions to myself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that's the thing we're trying to get to with people out here. We're trying to reach people. I had to answer a lot of questions to and nothing's harder than your own humility.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nothing's harder and more humbling than your own humility.
Mm-hmm.
So the hardest thing for me was not doubting the love. I don't doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
I do doubt the timing, because theoretically, I've never done things conventionally in my life.
Right.
Everything I've done's been fast and to the point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I went with this. And I found out fast. The only part of me that was ready, much like herself, was our hearts.
Right.
And I'm sure a lot of people feel that. And a lot of people will quit when that happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like, oh, this ain't right then. Well, here's what we're getting at. So I found out the only thing ready was my heart. I wasn't ready mentally.
Yeah.
Or I'm not ready mentally. I'm not ready physically. I'm not ready spiritually. Remember, I always talk about those 4.
Right.
There's only one that was ready, and that was emotionally. I never realized that I was actually emotionally ready to give love. But my mentality ain't there. Spirituality ain't there.
Yeah.
My physicality ain't there. All those, and I always say those all got to be pumping on the same cylinder.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of people's like, oh well, when they want a break, when they want this, when they want that, it's over. I don't believe that. Why? Because I still believe in love. You got to believe, because that's more than anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When you promise each other that of your hearts and your soulmates, it's not, like I said, I never done anything conventionally.
Right.
So of course, the first 3 should have went first instead of number 4, which was the emotion. Instead, the emotion flipped, and now I got 3 more lacking.
Yeah.
Which I'm used to myself not doing things conventionally.
Yeah.
So you know what? When someone says they need time, they need time.
Yeah.
And it's scary. It is scary. Because you don't want time to become miles and worlds apart.
Right.
You know, because you're going to miss the calls. You're going to miss the text. You're going to miss the late night conversation, the good morning calls, the good night text, or the good night calls. You're going to miss all that and everything in between.
Yeah.
You know, but if either one of y'all ain't ready, then it's just going to ruin everything.
Yeah.
And so I sit here and I say I don't doubt love, but I can doubt the timing. Even though I doubt the timing, I can sit here and look at it and say, the timing wasn't right for this. But the timing, I always say, and people can bash me and say whatever they want because I'm going to throw out a little religious to it. I always say God's timing is never wrong.
Yeah.
His timing might have told me, Arlow, it's not ready for that relationship. But Arlow, this is what you're looking at.
Right.
This is what's going to happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's how I believe. And I got to believe somewhere down the line, they're going to believe it too after everything we've said.
Yeah.
And, you know, the thing about relationships when you go with that is it may not be next week. It may not be next month. It may not be even next year.
Right.
It may not even be 2 years. And at first, when you told me that, I said, dude, I don't care. If it ain't then, it ain't going to happen. Yeah, your boy wisened up some. And just because it ain't then, I told myself in 2 years, 5 years, Lord willing, we're still doing the show on a bigger level, right? Lord willing, we're still doing the show on a bigger level. I know if it ain't happened in 2 years, 5 years,
right?
In order for this thing to end, you just have to tell me it ain't never gonna happen. And then I'll take that as an answer.
Yeah.
But until then, I keep hope alive.
Yeah.
I keep hope alive. I gotta believe, baby. I keep my faith in it.
Right.
I keep my faith in love. That's what I do. And people's like, Arlo, how do you do that? How do you hold on? How do you drive through this? I don't say hold on. I should mean want. Yeah. It's wants. I want her. She's got to want me. We do, but it's just not good for either one of us at this moment. Yeah. And that's life. But like I said, in 2 years, 5 years, if it ain't going, we're still doing the show. You know, if it ain't happen and it don't happen, and they say, and she says it's never gonna happen, dog, at least I can sit there and say, you know what, man? Right. You put all your cards on the table, and you said everything you had to say, and you've done everything you've had to do. It may hurt. Yeah. You're going to have to cry about it, get it out, whatever you got to do to get it out. But at least you did everything you could. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah.
So that's why I say timing. I can doubt it, but I think it's also the beginning of the timing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the thing is, when I look at things, I think of thoughts as frequencies.
Mm-hmm.
What I think about is what I attract.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere, the cosmos lined up for us to meet.
Right.
That's not coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
I still got to believe that's divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
Something bigger said these two people are going to start intertwining.
Right.
I read a quote one time that said, "There's a bigger calling, a higher calling
mm-hmm.
that will fight for two souls to meet."
Right.
And that's how I believe.
Yeah.
I truly believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's to me, it's a divine intervention.
Mm-hmm.
So just because it don't happen now,
mm-hmm.
to me, it's that start. And the thing is, like I said, I believe thoughts are frequency. So when I start thinking, I start singing, and I'm like, I can't get sad.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I am.
Yeah.
And you do.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't get sad because it ain't happening now.
Right.
I mean, you can think. I can sit there and think that. How am I gonna put that? Sometimes you gotta think of words.
Yeah.
And this is all freestyle here, man.
Yeah.
I gotta sit there and think. I gotta see the final product.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get sad because it ain't happening now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I believe everything you gotta see, everything that you're gonna make happen in life, you gotta see that final product.
Right.
Because 99% of the time, the process is more important than the product.
Right.
That's what people don't get in life.
Mm-hmm.
That's the process is what builds that love, what builds that respect, what builds that look, builds that foundation that's gonna hold that relationship together.
Right.
You just don't jump in both feet.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought, and that's what I messed up on the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So when you need space this time, I got to be a man
mm-hmm.
and respect that.
Yeah.
And like I said, just because I see that final product, I can't get down because the process is slow.
Right.
You got to keep believing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What y'all's thoughts, man? What y'all got? Issues of any kind of issue.
Yeah. Yeah. We've the chat picked up out there. I think a couple of them didn't really request understand what the show's about. Guys, it's about anything and everything. We do want to say hello to those of you in the chat. We're basically, we're the science field of podcasting, so we like to hit topics and have something to talk about. We like to talk about life, talk about the news and all of that good stuff. But we also get personal sometimes, and we tell our stories and such, especially if it can be a positive impact or a positive to someone else. They always say the best lessons in life are those that came from personal experience. And you're absolutely right that it's a terrible, it's so gut-wrenching whenever you're not both in the same place, especially whenever it's something that can possibly have a future and it's in line with your goals. And
absolutely.
their goals may be the same, but they're just not at the same stage.
And like I said, that don't mean you quit.
No.
Like I said, if someone needs time, you give
mm-hmm.
them time.
Right.
You respect that time. Before I didn't,
mm-hmm.
because I was always selfish.
Yeah.
And it's easy to quit
mm-hmm.
if you're not seeing something bigger than yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I'm not seeing something, I got to be seeing everything that I got in life right now.
Right.
And we're talking about goals.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking about goals here. So everything I've got going,
mm-hmm.
like I said, I'm seeing bigger than me. The relationship I'm seeing bigger than me.
Right.
The gym I'm gonna start
mm-hmm.
is gonna be bigger than me. People's like, Arlow, what happened to that? Damn this impatience of mine. That's
right.
my problem, man. I see it and I just want to ram through it. Because when I was boxing, it was easy to do that.
Yeah.
When I was doing anything with fighting, it was easy to do that.
Yeah.
Man, I want to fight that cat. Let's get it.
Yeah.
Bam. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months. Bam. We're done. We're ready.
Yeah.
But this is a process, and I gotta tell myself, and I gotta believe when I sit there and say the process is more important or just as important as a product.
Yeah.
Because that's what's building everything. That's what makes everything. And that's what goes with everything.
Right.
It builds the product.
Well, and that comes back to, you mentioned boxing and such. there's so many guys that want the instant success, and that's why they turn to steroids and stuff. They don't want to put in the work. They don't want to get those hours and hours in the gym.
And I always tell people, life is a fight.
Yeah.
Life is just like boxing.
Right.
Life is just like boxing. It's a fight.
Right.
And people's like, well, what do you mean by that? Mm-hmm. Because when you're winning, you don't care if that bell rings. Yeah. Psh, what's up, dog? I'm just killing this life. I'm killing life. Yeah. So I don't care. I don't want the bell to ever ring because it just keeps rolling. Mm-hmm. But I start losing this fight. Yeah. Man, I'm ready for the bell to hit. Yeah. I'm ready to bell it. I mean, how much more time I got in this round? How much more time I got in this round? And I gotta sit here and I'm thinking that how many more minutes I got in this round. The next thing you know, that round hits and you're like, man, this dude's killing me. Life is killing me. Yeah. I want to throw in the towel, but you can't. There's only 3 options in it. There's only 3 options in life. Right. And my 3 options is still going with fighting. Yeah. Option number one is you say it's a dog fight, baby, let's get it. Yeah. And that's me, because I got that dog in me. Ask anybody I ever fought with, ask anybody I ever trained with. I got that dog in me. You doubt it? Yeah. Trust me. Yeah. Trust me. You're looking for trouble, you find it. Yeah. Yeah. But anyways, before I get too fired up on fighting, but like I said, number one is you find life and you say we making it a dog fight and we going after it. Right. We go after it. We ain't scared. Yeah. We trust the process. We believe in the process. Yeah. Number 2 is you say, oh man, it's too hard. Life is hitting me too hard. I'm throwing in the towel on this situation. Yeah. Or number 3, you look at it from a very optimistic person and you take it as a good and evil fight. Yeah. Now me, I'm number 1. I'm gonna fight the good fight all the way through. That's just me.
Well, and the thing is with a process, anything. I mean, when you start cutting corners, it's like going in. I'm trying to even think. Let's say you need to build a piece of furniture, right? And then you go out and you don't wait and get that lumber that is treated or aged to the right age. You cut corners, man. You go grab anything.
Absolutely.
Well, the problem is,
thanks, Todd Brown.
Your foundation's weak. The aspects are weak.
The process was weak. You cut the corners, and it shows in the foundation. Right.
And unfortunately, we see it, and we're seeing it a lot in the UFC right now.
I totally agree.
We are seeing that so much in UFC right now. All these guys with the performance enhancing drugs and all the enhancements and all of these banned substances that they keep getting caught in. And I mean, I have some I have some sympathy for them, because I mean that list constantly changes from month to month.
Absolutely.
But when you're out there and you're taking all this shit, you have to ask yourself at some point, well, what am I without it? And you take all of these things.
You know what you are without it?
Yeah.
You know what you are without it?
What's that?
A man. That's what you are, and that's what people forget.
Yeah.
You put it all out on the line, like I've been talking about, whether it's real fight, whether it's love, whether it's whatever. I'm gonna throw one more thing out there for that love thing. You know what I said? You know what the scariest thing about love is?
Right. What's that?
That you don't know.
Yeah.
It's not fear of the unknown. You just don't know. And you know what the real fear is?
What's that?
It's fear of the known ending.
Very true.
So you know what you do? You got to trust in that love.
Right. And that's,
no matter how scary it is.
Not everybody has that drive. And it's, so what about you guys out there? Do you have any goals that you're super passionate at, that you get fired up and quitting's not an option? The easy answer for anyone trying, before they can cop out and give the yes, parenting is something you just can't give up on. And but do you want to graduate? Do you want to get the gains if you're in the gym, if you're a gym rat? Do you're striving for that career, and you've got to get that promotion, you want to get that money, you want to get in the NBA, NFL, whatever.
And the thing is, it don't even have to be sports related. It don't have to be athletic related. It don't have to be better. It don't have to be bigger.
Yeah.
Man, if you working at Walmart and you want to be a manager.
Yeah.
If you're working at McDonald's and you want to be a manager.
Yeah.
What are you willing to do to make these dreams happen?
Mm-hmm.
That's what this show tonight's about.
Yeah. What's some sacrifices, folks? 918-973-0377, or you can shoot us an email to aameetingpodcast@gmail.com. This is, I mean, if you haven't noticed, this is a Lifecast podcast. We like to do these every couple of weeks. We are usually more fun-loving and jovial group of guys, but, you know, sometimes life gets serious, and you have...
Amen, Berto.
You have to get worked up. You have to attack it head on. And Berto chimed in and says his goal is to make next year better than this year. And for Berto, that's a pretty high goal. We got to give some appreciation and a shout out to Berto for his award that he won. Berto, what was that award again? I'm sorry, I don't have it there in front of me. Berto Villa is in one of our chats. We've got multiple going right now, and he is from Fightbook MMA, which is an amazing website if you're into combat sports. Lots of information on there. Anything, maybe that's one of your goals. You just want to understand. This is a great place to start. FightbookMMA.com, or you can also go to Facebook, and he's got a Facebook group on there. But he just won an amazing award for him. That's always an accomplishment. Who doesn't like to win some awards and get appreciated for their hard work? And he does work his ass off for it.
And you know we're sitting here talking about goals, and we can't just sit here and dead air.
Yeah.
And the whole time and wait on people to call. So you know what? I'm gonna fill in time.
Okay.
That's what I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna sit here and preach tonight, a lecture tonight.
Because
I'm on one, man. My heart's rolling with everything I got tonight.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we sit here and we're talking about people's goals and what they got to do to accomplish it. But the thing that people don't get is they don't have driving forces.
Right.
And that's what they need to keep going. People know what their driving forces is.
Mm-hmm.
People quit because they don't have pride in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
They stop because they're selfish.
Right.
And it's all about them. 99% of it. You stop because it's all about you. And if everything you do in life is just all about you, well, guess what? You're going to come across something. You're going to come across something that's bigger than you. You're going to come across whether it's this part about whether it's this part about life, whether it's this part about your success, your job, your relationships. If it's all about you, at some point you're going to come across something that's bigger than you, that's tougher than you, that's scarier than you. And if you ain't got a driving force that's bigger than you, you're going to quit and stop and walk away, because that's how easy it is.
Yeah.
And the thing people don't realize about quitting and stopping is it becomes habit.
This is very true.
And then that's when it rolls into your job. That's when it rolls into your success. That's when it rolls into your relationships, because it becomes easy to walk away.
Mm-hmm. Well, and nobody can deny the easiest thing in the world is to quit, and the guilt that is usually associated with that. But a lot of people that they get desensitized to that guilt, as you were saying, and then after that, you know, it's just, oh, this is getting so hard. I can't do this anymore. Or I'm uncomfortable. This isn't fun. So I'm done.
Exactly.
And I'm one of the worst too. I mean, this is why I'm not big. This is why I'm not in the gym and at weight, because I just don't have the willpower. But you admit it. Yeah. But your willpower isn't for the gym. Right. Your willpower is your job. Uh-huh. Your willpower is something else. You do have a driving force, or else you wouldn't be married with your kids trying to be successful. Right. You do have a driving force at your family. Yeah. Don't knock yourself short just because you don't want to be big, just because you don't want to be muscled. That ain't your call. You want to be healthy. That's what you want. Yeah. And we're going to get you there. Yeah. Yeah. Still, remember that, dog. Remember that. Yeah. And what I'm about to get at is the problem with people in the world is people get involved with things. Uh-huh. And if they don't like certain people, they don't like certain situations, the process ain't going their way. Yeah. Oh, my camera on fuzzy. You're moving a lot. Arlow is fired up today, folks. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing. Then they quit. Yeah. Right. And like I said, that part, quitting becomes habit. Like you said, you become less sensitive to it. Yeah. Yeah. And that's, and there's a lot of people out there. And the other thing, I don't think we touched on and mentioned, you've got to set good goals for yourself. Set your goals just outside of your reach, because you've got to be motivated. You got to do, you set everything so easily that you can procrastinate and that you don't have to work for it, then it's still not going to get accomplished. You have to push it so much that you're really got to challenge yourself. And the more you challenge yourself, the more you're going to surprise yourself, because we as human beings, we are one of the most adaptive species on this planet, because we can accomplish great unimaginable things, but you have to have that goal. So I mean, if you're out there and you're working and you want to be a manager, man, say you want to be that boss's boss. Say you want to own the damn company. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You gotta set your goal up there so that you're challenging yourself every day.
Absolutely.
Not so much that you're going to be like stressing yourself out and having a mental breakdown.
Impose your will.
Yeah.
Impose your will.
Yeah.
Every day.
Mm-hmm.
Every day. Try to be better than you were the day before.
Right.
No matter what it is.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what it is. That's again why I believe the process is just as important as the product.
Right.
Because it's not always about it's not always just about the outcome.
Mm-hmm.
It's about, can you take pride in what you're doing as an individual? Can you go home at night and be proud of the person you look at in the mirror for the job you've done?
To recap and go back a little bit, earlier we was talking about Berto Villa. Five Book MMA just won the North American Excellence Awards hosted by U.S. Business News. The award received was Best MMA News and Accessories Site of 2018. Congratulations, Berto. That's amazing. That's awesome. That is totally something to be proud of. I know you don't do it for the awards, you do it for the love, but you've got high goals for yourself. And I'm sure whenever you first started doing the Fight Book MMA, just like us, doing this show, we never in a million years would have thought that we would reach all across the globe, especially in 41 episodes, and we're in over 9 countries.
Dog.
Yeah.
I met Berto through podcasting.
Right.
You can meet great people through this and never meet them face to face.
I
got Berto's number in my phone. I can call him. And it's weird the connection you can get with people through this. Like, I never believed that kind of stuff.
Right.
But man, me and Berto call each other family.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Berto said, "Hey, can you be in New Mexico? I need something."
Yeah.
Damn well better believe I'm gonna get there or die trying.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if it was 100% something like that, that's how he'd do for me. Because man, Berto's been the realest dude that I've ever met, that I've never met face to face. He's let me, because of Berto, I've talked to Oscar De La Hoya.
Wow.
I've sat through Triple G's interview. I've asked Triple G questions. I've asked pro boxer David Lemieux. I've asked Canelo Alvarez because of Roberto Villa.
That's unreal. I didn't know about those.
No, yeah, dog. Anybody from Golden Boy Entertainment, which is Oscar De La Hoya, I have interviewed.
Right.
Almost all of them. I haven't done it in a few years because I've been in the car business and it's really messed up my timing with it. I've even had Golden Boy Entertainment representatives, when we're on the phone, text me right after and say that was the most entertaining interview I sat through.
That's awesome.
Dog, you know how many people they talk to? They talk to ESPN.
Yeah.
That's why we're good at what we do, man. You can't tell me we ain't going to be destined to do something out of this.
Right.
Again, the process just as important as the end product.
Well, as they say, you got to get your stripes. So, I mean,
people going to sit here, years from now, we're going to look back and be able to say, man, we started in your living room.
Yeah.
Man, we started at your mama's rent house.
Yeah.
Man, we started here. And people's going to be like, dude, we're just as good. I don't care. Everybody listening out there, everybody, we just as good as Fighter and the Kid.
Yeah.
We're just as good as the Joe Rogan. We're just as good. We're just as good as the Jericho podcast.
Right.
Why are them dudes making millions? Or at least hundreds of thousands? I've heard some of them. I've slept through most of them.
Yeah.
There's entertaining points up and down.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But why are they making hundreds of thousands a year and we're sitting here begging for nickels? I'm not saying we ain't got to start somewhere, because we will appreciate every dime someone gives. And every dime someone gives, you better believe if there's a note attached to it, I'm going to give thanks to all y'all.
Right.
Because that's how I am. I'm a thankful person. I wake up every day and love every day. I greet every day with love.
Yeah.
There's enough bad in the world. There's enough crazy in this world. People ain't got to do what they do. Berto never had to do what he had to do. You people out there thinking about donating to the show ain't got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
So when you do, leave us a note. Man, hey, I dropped you a 20.
Yeah.
Man, I represented y'all. You know what? You represent us. We're going to rep you. I'm going to sit here and throw that out there to the worldwide to hear. I ain't scared. Yeah. I ain't scared to wear my heart on my sleeve.
Right.
Because people's like, well, why do you wear it on your sleeve? Why do you do that? Well, because even if it gets broken, I'm going to pick it up, put it back together, and put it back on there.
Yeah.
Because that's how we face life.
Right. And you can donate. We've got links on the show. We've got I just set up a Patreon account this week. And so, we don't have a lot of swag to throw out there, but definitely anyone who decides to contribute to the show, we are more than happy. We are animate about giving you a shout out, especially when we get to the big, when we get syndication, we get out there and some, our dream, get out on one of those networks and such. We'll be happy to sit there and it's like, man, Berto Villa and some of these other folks that are always consistently watching and sharing us and all of this stuff. They were with us on the ground up. We wouldn't be here without those folks. And you have to stay humble in life, folks.
The process.
Anytime you accomplish those goals you set for yourself, you always have to remember those people that got you there, because yes, you risked it all. Arlo, when you get your gym, that's all you. You got to be proud of it.
It's there, dog.
But you're also going to be so happy to help those out who supported you all the way. And that's what friends are about.
Exactly.
Help people accomplish their goals. If you call somebody your friend, you've got to be there to boost them up, especially when they feel like giving up, because quitting is so easy. You've got to be there to tell them, it's like, no, don't. I know it's easy, but you can get there. You can get past this. You didn't hit a wall. You just hit a block.
Like I tell everybody, I'd be a hypocrite if I didn't believe it. When I tell everybody plan B is just another way to make plan A work.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Right.
This is the feel good emotional. Let's get.
I think, and not to take anything away from it, man. Arlo, I know you're a passionate man, but 41 episodes, I think this is the most fired up I've ever seen you get.
Well, man, because my heart's in a lot of places right now.
Yeah.
I told the first half what we talked about,
right?
The love part. Then I kind of got a little bit of a shot down on the gym.
Yeah.
The main thing that I shouldn't have. I don't ever put my eggs in one basket.
Right.
But the gym. Berto said we need to text him the links. To the page later. I kind of got shot down on the gym from one of the big things I was looking for to get money through.
Right.
Which was our tribe. Mm-hmm. And it's because I got to have more collateral than I have. And they don't take the equipment as collateral. They cut that seriously in half.
Jeez.
Yeah, so I can't put that on there.
Yeah.
But I said, that's when I said plan B is just another way to make plan A work. Just because you hit a bump in the road, dog, don't mean you quit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just because you hit that bump don't mean you quit.
Mm-hmm.
So I've worked on a proposal, right?
Mm-hmm.
I worked on a proposal, and tomorrow I'm getting with one of my contacts I made in Vegas,
right?
And they're going to talk about how they get money from people to me, and like how they get it more of the upper class people.
Yeah.
Those 1%ers.
Yeah.
To donate, not donate, but loan.
Right.
Without all that.
How they fund you.
Yeah, how they fund you. And, you know, there is a repay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming, I know because I talked to one earlier.
Right.
And you know, I get this gym. I keep telling myself, you can't quit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't quit for this gym because it's going to do so much good.
Yeah.
And I can't not do the good, man.
Well, I mean, you're passionate about a lot, but that's your life's work.
Man. There's only two things I got that I want in this world.
Right.
One was the first half, and one's the second half.
Yeah.
Man, and like I said, damn this impatience of mine.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
Mm-hmm.
The process and the end product. So the gym, and I'm gonna tell people, man, Arlow Jumper is gonna put together a foundation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and just, you know what, we talking success. I might as well want all these people out here to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
I want all these people out here in Facebook world to hear it. People's like, keep your goals to yourself and work on them.
Yeah.
You know what? No, hold yourself accountable. Put your back against the wall.
Mm-hmm.
See what you made of. Fight with your back against the ropes.
Yeah.
And see what you made of.
There's nothing worse than nothing more dangerous than a man cornered.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever. So this time, I'm going to start my own charity. I'm not going to tell y'all the plan for the event, because if I tell the event, someone may take it.
Right.
And if someone takes my event, I'm going to lose my, you know what.
Yeah. You think he's fired up now. You just take that rug off.
You want to know how you know I'm fired up?
Yeah.
Because I'm not cussing.
Yeah.
When I'm fired up, I don't let the idiot out.
Right.
I let my heart out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell people what the event is,
mm-hmm.
but I'm going to tell you this. It's going to be big,
mm-hmm.
and I'm going to tell you what it's going to sponsor. I worked in a jail with people I couldn't help.
Yeah.
I worked in a jail with a few. I helped one person out of the hundreds I went through there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to name drop him, but the kid still follows me. The kid still talks to me.
Yeah.
He still hollers at me, but he was young enough where I could help guide him.
Mm-hmm.
My charity's either going to be called the Arlow Jumper Foundation,
mm-hmm.
or it's going to be called, someone told me I should call it the Jumpstart Foundation.
Right.
But it's going to be a foundation that at the beginning of the school year, it's going to help buy less fortunate kids a backpack and a pair of shoes to start the school year with.
That's
so
awesome.
Many don't, man.
Yeah.
And that's got to be embarrassing.
Oh, man. Dude, I heard some gut-wrenching stories.
I ain't done.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
So it's going to buy that. And I had some person try to shoot it down one day when I was talking about it. They said, well, that's what Cherokee Nation does. I said, well, we only have Cherokee kids in Tahlequah.
Yeah.
No. Poverty don't just hit Cherokees.
Yeah.
Poverty hits whoever's poor.
Yeah.
Poverty don't care if you're white.
Mm-hmm.
It don't care if you're black. It don't care if you're Mexican. It don't care if you're Native American.
Right.
It don't care what you are. It doesn't.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start I'm gonna have an event. I'm not telling y'all what it is, but trust me, it's big, and that's what I'm training for.
Mm-hmm. There he is. He's laughing a little bit.
A little bit, man.
Yeah.
A little bit. I gotta let some of those emotions, you know.
Yeah.
I got myself worked up.
And folks, it doesn't get more real than this. I think by far this is the realest episode we've had.
So I'm gonna get that out there. I'm gonna put that out there. My gym's gonna sponsor to get kids off the streets. It's gonna be half fitness, half boxing.
Yeah.
The boxing side's gonna be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not gonna be a fight gym. I'm done training fighters. Too many prima donnas, too many snakes out there. I'm not in the mood to deal with that anymore. I'm not in the mood to deal with that.
Right.
But my thing is to get kids off the street. I don't care if they ever fight. I just want to teach them, give them some kind of discipline, even someone to talk to,
mm-hmm.
even someone to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just to listen, for them to be able to talk to them, an ear to listen to.
Yeah.
Or an ear to listen. I mean, and like I said, I don't care if they ever fight. I'll start an amateur program for those kids that do.
That's awesome.
You know what I mean? And so that way I can just help them, and I'll teach kids for free, man. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I knew how it was, man, being a broke kid growing up. You know how it was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing more embarrassing.
Yeah.
At times. So, I mean, I told you 2 things in this world I'm working on right now.
That's awesome, dude. That's moving. I mean, guys, you know, I know we usually cut up and we bullshit a lot, and not every show is going to be funny here at the A meeting. We're always real. I mean, we're not always funny. We're not always serious.
Give it to you like how we eat our sushi, baby.
And but if you're struggling out there to accomplish those goals feel like they're slipping from you.
Man,
and
holler at us.
Those, you know, goals suck, man. And I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm just saying that no one likes to be challenged every day.
Nope.
But you either sink or swim. The day you stop swimming is the day you drown. And, you know, this is a show for you, for any of you out there that has been out struggling with your goals that you've set for yourself. This is a show you need to listen to, because no one knows how to push themselves like a boxer. And I mean, they're fighting everything, and literally. And dude, you really reached out and touched the brother's heart, man, tonight. And
absolutely,
you know, everybody has that thing that they're struggling with. Everybody has that thing that, you know, they want to accomplish. And it's whenever you got somebody coming at you like that, it's just really hard to really look at yourself and look at the excuses and let those excuses cost you the goal you've set. So I really don't know how to deal with this intensity, man, but
happens, man.
I'm not complaining. It's good.
No, man. I told you I was bringing it tonight.
Yeah. You know, I came unprepared. Usually I've got some notes and stuff, and I've been working on this thing with Twitch.
You know, I had a big humbling week. That's part of it.
Right.
I told you my love situation.
Yeah.
I told you my situation with the gym.
Yeah.
I kind of the process and the product and the faith you got to put in it. That's what I got.
Right. Well, that's all right, man. You've been kicked down twice, and there's nothing wrong with getting pissed.
Twice. I ain't been kicked.
Well, I mean, you've been kicked. Somebody kicked you in a way that you've been kicked.
Not 100% because that's their right.
Well, yeah.
Both sides, and I mean the gym, and I mean the others, man.
Right.
It's okay. That's life. That's rights.
Yeah.
Gotta believe in it, man.
Well,
you gotta believe.
I'll put it this way. You've been, it's like you climbed in the ring. You knew you were going to get punches along the way. Well, you got 2 back-to-back big blows, and you're coming at fast and furious, and you know,
I always tell people, in a fight, life's a fight. And in a fight, people only factor it when people talk to me about fighting.
Yeah.
Life's a fight. This is what it's going to.
Yeah.
When people talk about fighting, they only factor in their punches. They never factor in getting hit.
Right.
And even though you get hit, you got to keep going.
What's that shirt? Everybody has a plan until they get hit.
You get punched in the mouth, and I'm always ready to get punched in the mouth because I know I can take them. Yeah. And I know I keep coming forward, and I keep going toward that goal. I keep going toward that end result that I see. Mm-hmm. You know, like Rocky Balboa. Y'all remember the movie Rocky Balboa? He had one of the best quotes when he says, "It's not about how hard you can hit; it's about how hard you can get hit and get up and keep coming forward."
God, I love that.
And he said, "Nothing will hit you harder than life," and it is. Yeah. But that don't mean anything's over. Right. It just means processing the product, baby. Right. Processing the product. We talked about that early. Yeah. You know, the thing that got checked on me a lot this week. The thing I realized was the thing that I noticed most was the ego and the self. Yeah. And people's like, "What do you mean by that?" The ego is as you think of yourself, is you in the relations as all the prior commitments of your life, as you understand them, as you understand them. Right. Now the self is a whole nother thing, man. People's like, "Well, what's that mean?" The self is a whole nother thing, no whole nother range of possibilities. Whole nother range of possibilities that you never thought of, you never thought could happen, but they're there, and you just got to find them, and you got to believe in them, and you got to make them. But if you're stuck with your past, then you're only stuck with your ego, because it's all about what you did. Yeah. Because if all you know about yourself is what you found out about yourself, well, then that's already happened. The self is a whole field of potentialities still ready for you to go through.
Damn, dude.
People don't realize that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm realizing. That's what keeps me going for everything I want in life. From the first half to the second half, that's my 1 + 1 equation making 2. Eyes on your prize.
Yeah.
Lead by example. Follow your heart.
Yeah.
You ain't never going to go wrong.
That's right, man.
That's life.
And man, I don't even have anything I can add to it, man. It's just going to take away. The only thing I can add to that, man, is along that way, don't attach yourself to partnerships or relationships or anything else that's going to drag you. You've got an anchor that's slowing you down, an anchor that's preventing you from getting anywhere. Cut that bitch off and let it, and I'm not speaking to you personally. I'm speaking, I used bitch, but cut that anchor off so that you can accomplish your goals, because we talked about relationships otherwise, earlier.
Dog, you know why? My buddy, one of my best friends, I call him Turkey Jesus.
Yeah.
He said, brother, one time when I was down a couple weeks ago.
Right.
One time when I was down, and I ain't worried about weight.
Yeah.
You know what I do with weight? I move weight, dog.
Yeah.
One time when I was down, he said, you know why God gave you a wide back like you got? A wide, thick, muscled back like you got? I said, no.
Carry the world.
I said, because I got big shoulders? I don't know. Yeah. He said, carry the weight of the world. Mm-hmm. He said, because he knew you were going to have to carry more than the average person.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm ready for. 2 battles, dog.
Yeah.
2 battles that I ain't scared of.
That's, not to change gears a little bit, and
that I'm patient for.
Yeah. I gotta get a little personal with myself here. Recently I've been kind of struggling, and everybody knows that I have a lot of projects. Yes. I've got my bouncer business, I've fixed cell phones, I got our podcast, I got our day job, got the wife and kids, and I wouldn't even call it depression, but there's just some times where you just mentally you get exhausted.
You're tired.
And it's nobody's fault. It's not your friend's fault. It's not your spouse's fault. Like you said, we've got broad backs, man. And then sometimes it always hits you at the wrong time.
Always.
And I just broke down that not too long ago.
It happens, man. It happens to all of us.
It's just so scary, and it's not even a panic attack. You kind of look at, and you see those movies where the guy's out there in war, and you look all around, the bullets are still flying, the bombs are exploding, there's bodies everywhere. You can't find your teammates, and they're there. They're there, but you don't see it, and it's just such a shell-shocked feeling. You're like, what the hell am I doing here? What am I fighting for? It's, this is all. And folks, when you're out there, don't let your goals crush you, because sometimes when you're carrying the weight of the world, sometimes you can take a step back and you can look and see how truly large the burden you put on yourself. And I don't say burden is a bad thing. I mean, you put the weight on your plate, and you've got to be able to set it down sometimes, take a step back and get your release, whatever your release is. Get yourself back so that you can shoulder that weight. Because if you fight every day of your life for something, but you don't appreciate what you have along the way, by the time you get there, it's going to be empty. Like the classic analogy of somebody carrying a couple of buckets of water on their back, but they stumble and they trip and they're constantly dropping them and spilling it. By the time they get to the top of the hill, man, their buckets are empty, and they got to go all the way back down to square one.
So we're sharing personal stories, man. Tomorrow marks a year, and I can't put it down till tomorrow.
Okay.
December 4th marks a day that changed my life. I've wrote this on my wall. Not many people. I don't know how many people read it. But when I went to Vegas last year, I had a great time. Mm-hmm. I never told people the other side of Vegas.
Right.
I met a guy named Eric Gonzalez, Josh Cohen, and this lady named Susan from Montreal. Mm-hmm. I met Cohen and Gonzalez at a party. 2 separate times. Mm-hmm. Both of them said, Arlow, I don't know what it is, but I like you, man. They said, you got something about you. They said, you got a real energy that just flows out of you, and I dig it. I said, okay. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, cool. I don't know what that means. Well, that's all about. I put things about miracles today because this is just what I'm feeling, you know. This is the mood I'm in. Mm-hmm. If this is the mood I'm in, well, guess what? We're going to bring this live and raw to the show. Mm-hmm. I met this girl in a bar. We were probably the only 2 sober people in Vegas. She's drinking a water with a cucumber, you know? And I was like, we are the only 2 people sober in Vegas. Yeah. Well, anyway, she stops me. And I was like, I'm in Vegas. So, of course, I'm thinking, oh, snap. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it wasn't. She said, she introduced herself. I introduced myself. And and she looked at me and she goes, can I tell you something and you're not be weirded out? I said, okay. Yeah. I said, I've heard that twice before, the night before with Cohen and with Gonzalez. They said the same thing before they told me. She goes, I don't know what it is. She said, but there's an energy around you. Yeah. And I was like, what is this? And people can be like, oh, you're full of it. No, because I listen to it. Trust me. If I tell you something, you can take whatever I say to the bank. Yeah. And she goes, from time to time, I see things. And I'm looking at her. And I'm like, I probably would have thought she was full of it had 2 people not talked about my energy the night before. Yeah. She said, I can just see it around you. And I said, okay. She goes, well, I don't know what it is. I just felt I should tell you. Mm-hmm. And she goes, whatever it is, don't lose it. And that's it. We parted ways. I'm like, I don't know what that meant. Yeah. And what a lot of people didn't know at that point, and I put it on Facebook. I didn't put this story on Facebook, but what I'm about to tell you, I put on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I was at a point when I went to Vegas. My back was shot, my knees were shot, my shoulder was shot, and I was at a point in life where I said, if something breaks again, I'm not going to fix it. Yeah. I'm tired of fixing. I'm tired of starting over. I was down on myself. Right. I was prepared to roll over and quit in life. And anybody who knows me, that's not me. Yeah. I was at that breaking point. And then the craziest stuff started. 6 months prior to that, I had someone super dear to me. I'm not going to throw out anything. I'm just going to say that. Have some health issues. Well, I called up Steve and Dwayne Alexander, a man who we had on this show. Mm-hmm. Steve told me, yeah, I love the story, man. There needs to be more people like you in the world. At first, I laughed it off, said, yeah, you about to take my money. Yeah. Of course. Because I said, I'm going to come up there with this individual. We're going to work out together. I'm going to be moral support. He said, dude, I love that. So we get up there, and Steve tells me there's going to be more people like me in the world. And I was like, all right, whatever. Well, me and Steve hit it off. So now, back hits Vegas. All that happens in Vegas. Well, after I get back from Vegas, I thought that's how I was supposed to live, was a millionaire. I thought I was supposed to be millionairing it up, man. I thought I was supposed to be living the high life. Yeah. This is how I deserve to live. The Ric Flair, limousine riding, jet flying, baby. Yeah. And it's not. It's fun for a night. Right. It's fun for a night. But I want something real. That ain't real. It is, but it ain't. Yeah. You don't meet people real. Why do you think I was getting so many people talking to me? Yeah. So I was stuck in that Vegas mode that this is how life should be for me. Yeah. Man, I was in Vegas and I didn't care. I didn't want to be anywhere in Oklahoma. I didn't want to go back to work at selling cars. Right. I wanted fame, fortune, money. And I was trying to figure out fast ways to do it, the quickest way to do it. And then all of a sudden, Steve asked me one day, he goes, Arlow, all this training we've been doing, what do you want out of it? I didn't know what I wanted out of it. Yeah. I'm just sharing feel-good stories tonight. Yeah. I said, I don't know. I said, you know what? I want to box again. Yeah. I really didn't want to box again. I have a bigger calling than fighting. Yeah. I do, but I don't, man. It's just like old dreams. Yeah. I can still laugh about it and talk about it. You know what I mean? So anyways, me and Steve, I just looked up seeing Berto's name, sorry. Me and Steve were talking. I said, you know what, I'm going to try it. And my back was so shot from pipelining. Like, when we started off doing this rope drill to warm up, which is you put a rope shoulder height and you dip underneath it. Mm-hmm. Well, I couldn't do that because of my back. It was this.
Yeah.
My back was so bad.
Yeah.
It took me, I had to wake up 30 minutes early to crawl out of bed.
Jeez.
I had to wake up 30 minutes early to crawl out of bed.
Yeah.
Because I would sit on a mattress.
Yeah.
And almost cry every morning. Damn. I had to get up in levels. I had to move and get up almost like in a sit-up or a push-up position and use my arms to stand up. Right. And then it still took me 10 minutes from the stand-up to move. That's not normal.
No.
But I wasn't going to fix it because I was at that point.
Yeah.
It went to the point where I was laying in the chase part of my couch to sleep at night, to sit upright.
Right.
And then I'm just telling live stories, man. This is the 1 year anniversary from it. Mm-hmm. I met a man that changed my life forever. Mm-hmm. And at some point, I'm going to thank him. I met a man named David McKinney. He was at that gym. He was at the Hub Gym one day. Me and Steve just did our warm-up, which was the rope drill. And I noticed this cat walking around in the gym, and I was like, man, who's this young dude? You know, he's just walking around. He ain't really working out. I just figured that he was one of those guys that was trying to figure out how to work out.
Yeah.
And you know those type.
Yeah.
And I was like, well,
that would be me.
He's a young kid.
Yeah.
I figured he's just trying to get in shape and watching people, trying to get a grasp.
Yeah.
And he kept watching us. And I thought, well, we're boxing. A lot of people watch it. Mm-hmm. Well, the more we get to it, I finish. And he approaches me.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, man, how are you? I said, good. How you doing? You know, we talked for a minute. We introduced ourselves. I said, man, he goes, oh, hey, my name's David McKinney. I said, nice to meet you, David. My name's Arlow Jumper. Mm-hmm. Nice to meet you. And he says, man, what are you doing over there? So I started explaining boxing to him and all this other stuff. He goes, man, you moved really good over there. I said, nah, I didn't, man. I said, I moved a little rough.
Right.
And he goes, well, I noticed when you got done, you looked like you were in pain. Because I was.
Yeah.
I was. My knees were hurting. My back was hurting. My shoulder. And I'm not trying to make this show religious tonight. We're just talking miracles on 34th Street tonight. And David goes, Arlow, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I said, go ahead. He said, don't be weirded out. I said, okay. And I heard that 4 times in a month.
Right.
Actually, 3 weeks. 2 weeks. And I said... I heard that before, so I was like, okay, you know.
Yeah.
He said, Arlow, I'm a big Christian. I said, cool, me too. I just don't go to church like I should. Winked at him. Yeah. Shot the wink. And we kind of chuckled, you know, we laughed it off.
Yeah.
And he said, Arlow, can I ask you a question? And again, don't be weirded out. I said, sure. He said, Arlow, can I pray for you? Mm-hmm. And I kind of smirked, and I said, you know what, man? I said, I can't even get some of my own family to pray for me.
Yeah.
So you better believe I'm gonna take one from a man I just met.
Right.
And he goes, can I ask you another question? I said, go ahead. He said, what's hurting you? I looked at him and I was like, I said, man, I said, my back is gone. I said, my knees are gone. I said, my shoulder's gone. Mm-hmm. And he said, okay. And he goes, don't freak out here. I said, okay. He goes, just go with me. I said, okay. He grabs my lower back. Mm-hmm. And he starts going through a list of things as he's praying out loud. We're in the middle of a gym.
Yeah.
He's going through a list of things that could be wrong. I don't even know some of these.
Yeah.
That could go wrong with the human spine. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I had this above myself floating out of body experience. But I get these tingles.
Yeah.
Like needles are pricking me. Mm-hmm. And he kind of smiles at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then he goes over he grabs my knees, talks about my knees. We get down on like we sit down and he grabs my knees, grabs my shoulder. We go through these lists of problems. And I get all these like sensations of like prick, like little sticks and like when I'm getting acupuncture pretty much. And we get up, he says amen, we get up and he goes, okay, Arlow, try something you ain't done in a while. And I was like, I'm an educated man. Right. I'm not falling for a placebo.
Yeah.
I'm an educated man. I'm not falling for a placebo. Uh-huh. And I didn't say that out loud. I didn't want to be rude to him. I'm not a rude person. And he goes, just try something. And I said, man, you do not want to fall for placebo and walk in that room to work out with Steve and fall apart.
Yeah.
So instead, I said, okay. And I go to bend over, which I ain't been on bend over and touch my toes in well over a year. Mm-hmm. I bend over and I touch my toes, and I was like the scariest, realist. Not scared because it's happening, but scared because it's scared of the unknown.
Oh yeah,
that part.
Yeah,
not the unknown, because I don't know what happened.
What you thought was impossible just became real.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Mm-hmm. And I touch my toes, and he goes, try something else you ain't tried. Mm-hmm. I squat down, and I squat down further than 4 inches. Yeah. 5 inches. Like I'm barely making it to chairs to squat. And I squat down, and I was like, okay, you're freaking out. He smiles at me. He's got this just satisfied and embracing and warm smile. And he looks at me and goes, pats me on the shoulder, and he goes, go enjoy the rest of your workout, man. Mm-hmm. And I was like, okay. And I go walk in there with Steve, and Steve's like, man, what's going on? I was like, nothing, man, we good. And he walks out, and I walk into the aerobic room. He walked out the gym. Well, and you can ask Steve. You can ask Steve Dwayne Alexander. I'll call him on the show. You can Facebook him. I told Steve that story about 2 weeks later. Because Steve's like, dude, your body's really responding to all this training. And I was like, yeah. And so we're in the sauna one night talking, and I said, you remember that dude? Mm-hmm. His name's David McKinney. Mm-hmm. I thank him every morning. Yeah. And he goes, yeah. And I tell Steve the story, and Steve gets goosebumps, and we're in a 120-degree sauna. Yeah. Here's the crazy thing. It's Christmas time, man. I'm sharing miracles. That's what happened this month. Steve goes, dog, I ain't seen that dude in here before, and I ain't seen him in here since. And I am a trainer in this place. I'm here before sunup. Yeah. I'm here well after sundown. Mm-hmm. I can't sit there and say, I can't sit there and I can't say it didn't happen, because it did. Yeah. I know me, and I know what happened. Right. You know what I mean? And I just feel like things like that happen to you in life to share. Mm-hmm. That's we're in this heartwarming episode, so that's why I'm sharing it, man. Yeah. I told myself, I said, and I'm not trying to make this religious, but I said, and this is why the gym started. Yeah. This is why helping people started. Yeah. I said, God told you, Arlow, I got a bigger plan for you, man. You ain't giving up on me that easy. Yeah. But I need you at your best, because it's going to take all you got. Yeah. And that's where we're at, man. That's where we're at. It's awesome. Life. I've never heard that story. That's awesome, man. What about you? We got a couple minutes out there, folks. What's some moments that you realize, let's say what you discovered your purpose in life. You discovered your goals. Whenever you decided, figured out what you're here for, like I said, what's your purpose? Also, what is your definition of success? How do you know that you've accomplished those goals? It ain't all about money, folks. It's about getting what you wanted in life. How do you know? I guarantee you, anyone who's accomplished those unobtainable goals, they didn't know. It wasn't just, oh, I'm here. And it wasn't always the first time you cashed that $1 million check, because I guarantee you, Floyd Mayweather didn't cash like a $14 million fight check that he still got robbed from, and just say, I made it, I'm done, I'm here. Because there's always more, there's always farther to go. You don't stop making goals for yourself until you stop breathing. And everything that's happened to me in this past year. Yeah. Everything that's happened to me this past year is why I haven't given up hope on the things that's going on now. Yeah. I've changed so much in a year. Mm-hmm. I've had slips where I went back to an old me. Yeah. But dog, it's a whole new me. Right. I've had moments that I'm not proud of still in this moment, but that's part of I'm believing the growing process. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think as soon as I correct those, that's where everything's going to start rolling. Yeah. That's what's got to happen, man. Well, like they said, no one's perfect. And if you don't screw up at least a few times in your life, you didn't even live your life.
I mean, that's part of how you learn who you are and what you are as a human being. Your mess ups, your errors are part of that process. They're your stripes. You have to screw up before you know. One, so you can figure out the boundaries, and two, you learn from your mistakes. And we are winding down to the last couple of minutes, folks. And as I said, I mean, if you came out here to laugh, and I'm sorry, we
got deep tonight.
But we're not gonna. I mean, I just apologize, but we're not gonna feel bad, because I guarantee you, everybody who listened to this whole show, they took something away from it. And before I sign off, as I said at the beginning of the show, a man without goals is a man that's not going anywhere, and the day you stop going anywhere is the day you die. So folks out there, make goals for yourself, make those goals just out of your reach, and then you fight for them every day. And let's see what Berto said. Berto Villa from Fightbook MMA, we gave a couple shout outs to him earlier. When I started the website, I never thought in a million years that I would be where I'm at and give people the opportunity for them to excuse me. Oh crap! I just lost it. Damn it! Read that out for me, there, Arlo.
Brother, hang on.
Sorry, Berto.
Berto said, when I started the website, I never thought in a million years that I would be where I'm at, and give people the opportunity for them to fulfill their dreams by talking with fighters and covering events. And that's what makes me keep going. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. You're the man too. That's why I love you, baby.
Yeah. And remember, folks, we are out there looking for sponsors, local, national. It doesn't matter. Even if, help us help you, help us put on a better show. All dollars will be put back into that show. And we started the Patreon account this week, and what essentially what that is you donate or you subscribe, and you just give what you want. It could be $5, $10, $20, whatever. You'll get a shout out when we get some shirts. We're gonna remember those who helped us out and helped us get to the next level, and we'll try to hook you up with some swag and some of the other good stuff that we've got in the works behind the scenes here. And for those of you who that tuned in on Twitch or that are watching this video on Twitch, we appreciate you checking us out. There will be more of this in future episodes. I mean, watch some of the other ones I shared. We do laugh and we joke around and we get more participation, but we like doing these Lifecast podcasts every couple of weeks or so, because there's people that's always going through lots of stuff in life, and you got to have someone to kick you in the ass, and someone who puts things in a way that puts things into perspective.
Amen, dog.
And so before I sign out, once again, I appreciate everybody who tunes in. We're just growing every especially iHeartRadio. We've doubled our listenership, and
sorry if you were looking for a little more funnier episode. We'll get back to the funny next week.
Are you not entertained? But I believe just about anyone who listens to this is entertained, and
I hope so.
Listen to this when you're in a dark place. I mean, especially this is one of those episodes.
This was a life episode. When we talk life, there's not much comedy.
Right.
It's about reaching people. It's about helping people. It's about people knowing that just because you're going through something, someone else is going through either the exact same thing or something similar.
You bet.
And so there's always somebody out there. Remember that.
You bet. So as we do every week, I'm going to turn this over to my co-host here with some words to live by.
So, we talked a lot about hope, faith, love, all that. Hope, faith, and love, you know what that is to me? Hope, faith, and love sees the impossible as I'm possible. Remember, life is short. Live passionately. Life doesn't stop. Do we? Keep strong. Keep training strong. Most importantly, baby, keep loving strong. AA meeting. Till next week.